Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited. It's Friday night and we're having a party. Woo! So as you can see, the house is slowly starting to get together little by little. Can you believe I actually built, oops, there it is, the bookcase myself? I know, because I'm so not high tech, but I did it. I was like, So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from. Our secret mystery guest is hiding in the wings. So I'm not going to bring this person on for a little bit until we say hello, and then I've got some special surprises for everybody. So here we go. Hello, Dee Dee. Good to see you. Hello, Sue from Southern California. Good evening, Priscilla. Allison, so good to see you, my friend. My new friend. Thank you so much for being here. Denise, good to see you. Ellen Jane, hello. Happy weekend to you too. Beth Rogers, so nice to see you. And thank you, Dee Dee. I know it's feeling a little bit more like home. I even got a vacuum cleaner today. So, and I put it together. I know. It's crazy, right? Um, Becky, can we get a hint? Nope. Becky, good to see you. Becky, call me, text me. I need to tell you, and this is for everybody. Guys, if you want to do the tutoring, one-on-one tutoring, or one-on-one life coaching, empowerment coaching with me, or get a session with me, 30% off, guys. 30% off until the end of the month. It's exciting. Yvonne, good to see you, my friend, all the way from Canada. Elizabeth, so good to see you. Leslie, hello from Florida. Good to see you. Leslie Mills, hello, Leslie Mills. What a cute. Is that your daughter? So cute. Janicki from Norway, blessings to you, my friend. Good evening. Who possibly could be the mystery guest? I don't know. Who knows? Sarah May from the UK. Yota Stamatacos, Tikanis, Yasu, Yota Posise. So nice to see you, Yota. Short for Panayota, right? Sherry, good to see you. I just spoke Greek, guys. Wasn't that fun? Patricia, hello, my friend. Blessings to you. And Priscilla, you're funny. Kathy, good to see you. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Come on in, guys. Our secret guest is watching, and she does. It's a she. I'll tell you that much. It's a she. Darn it. I ruined the surprise. It's a she. Hello, Peter. Good to see you. Karen. Hello, Karen Stringer. Donna, hello. So, from Toronto. Bravo. Welcome from Toronto. Janie, good to see you, my friend. And sometimes I do mystery guests, and you got the hint, okay? It is a female guest. Now, I love all my guests. I really do. I really, really do. I do have a special place in my heart for this guest. Um, this person is just awesome. Just awesome. And in fact, guys, all the guests are awesome. They really are. They truly are. Now I can see my guest, but you can't see my guest. Sarah, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you here. So guys, any guesses? Any guesses? Go ahead and guess, and I'm going to tell you a little bit. Now, we got some cool stuff coming up. Tuesday, if you haven't signed up, we are doing the intuitive mindset group. And I'm so excited to do that. And Priscilla, if you could put up the information, that'd be great. Also, now, if you do the past life class, which I'm doing a 3-part past life class, that, my friends, is $125. But if you sign up before September 6th, you get 25% off. So good evening, Irma. Good to see you. So good to see you. And so, so happy that you are here. So happy. All right. I've stalled for 5 minutes. Priscilla has put this on there. Priscilla, can you put the past life thing on there too? Thank you. Yvonne, almost. It was almost. I'd love to have Sunny again. She does hold a special place in my heart. And Denise, she does hold a special place in my heart too, Susan Fuller. And hi, Diane. Good to see you. Look how cute that is. That is a super cute picture, Diane. Love that. And Irma says, good evening to all. Thank you, Priscilla. Rhiannon also holds a special place in my heart. Isabel, hi, Isabel. Good to see you. So what we do on My Lives, Isabel, is we do a reading, a random reading. So if you're chosen, we'll give you a reading. We're not going to do a lot of readings. It's just, this is a lot about also educating as well, because I believe that we all have that intuitive gift within. We just have to tap in. We just have to tap in. Phyllis, good to see you. Abby, Tatala, how are you? Good to see you. So yes, Priscilla, I saw it, and I'm going to ignore that comment. Hi, Lauren, good to see you. Gloria, good to see you. It is not Sunny Dawn Johnston, but I will tell you that, you ready? Priscilla's right. It's Lisa Nelijalowski. Hi, Lisa.
It is a bubbly blonde, but not that bubbly blonde. How about that?
It's so good to have you on here, my friend. How have you been?
I've been really good. Yeah.
Good.
It's been good. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You look great.
Thanks.
You look great.
It feels like it's been forever since we've talked, and you've had so many great adventures. You're traveling across the country and doing all kinds
I
of stuff.
know. It's been like being around the world, and I can't find my baby. I don't know when, I don't know where, why. Yes.
I was at dinner with my husband tonight, and I was like, do you realize in 2 weeks, I'm going to be 55 years old?
No way.
September 13th, if you want to mark that on your calendar.
I will mark it down on my calendar, but guess what? I honestly, truly thought you were 10 years younger than me.
I don't
You look great.
How young you are, so.
I am a year older than you.
Oh, okay.
I'll be 57 in December.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'll be 55. It's crazy.
You look great. You look great.
This year went, because last year I had an incredibly special birthday, and I did something incredibly special for myself. And so here it is. I was like, all of a sudden it just hit me today. I was like, oh my God, I got a birthday in 2 weeks. What am I going to do for myself this year?
See?
Yeah.
Look at this fellow Virgo.
Listen,
Team Virgo.
Happy birthday, Diane.
And Diane turned 55 this week. Another Virgo.
Yeah, I love that. Live in Technicolor. I love it.
Yep. She looks in the early Yep, I know.
He's my new best friend.
Virgos rock. So I am a Virgo rising. So it's just crazy.
So I don't know about all that rising, falling houses and all that, because I don't even know the language, right? I don't know the language. I don't actually know my birth time. And I've tried to research and find my birth time. It's not on my birth certificate. Do you know your actual birth time?
I do. Why do you think I went to Greece? Guys, here's a secret story. Everybody thinks I went to Greece to go visit my birth mother. Yes, that's part of the story. But the real story was because I wanted to get my birth time. Because she didn't remember the birth time. So I got it.
Mom doesn't remember. My dad was still in the Navy. He got out 4 days after I was born. And my mom's like, really, Lisa? I've never had children, so I don't know that whole, I don't know, you're in that place and space in yourself and screaming and, and there's back then there wasn't, they didn't have the windows and all that kind of stuff. Right. So whatever space they had her in. And it's how long were you in labor? When did you go to the hospital? We could kind of gauge it by that.
Right, exactly. She doesn't know.
Doesn't really. Nobody.
Janelle says aloha, and Deb says hello. I love your hair. Good evening. See, and Yota says Lisa looks fabulous, and so do you. Thank you so much, Yota.
I love this crowd. I'm coming every week.
See, I wish you would. And Yota, as we know, Yota, Greek don't crack. Remember, Greek don't crack. So, hello, Kathy Loso. So good to see you. Another fellow blonde and psychic medium. Good to
Okay,
see
hi,
you.
Kathleen.
Kathy's from she's from New York.
Okay,
She's East Coast.
okay,
She has actually taken many of Lisa's classes.
okay, wonderful.
Lisa Williams, not this Lisa,
Wonderful.
guys.
Yes,
Lisa
yes, yes.
Williams.
Mr.
Okay.
Williams.
Yeah, you're funny. You're funny, Yota. Okay. And this is you, but also
Oh,
that's
thank
your
you, Priscilla.
but also Lisa has her website on here as well, guys. Here's her Instagram as well. Thank you, Priscilla. The
Yes, thank
Facebook
you.
and also this page. So, all right. So today this is spirit chat and messages from above, and we'll do just a couple readings. But I want to really find because you've been doing. Okay, first of all, let's just tell everybody briefly,
Mhm.
because some people are new, how we met.
I
And
love this.
I just I have to tell you guys, the moment I met Lisa, I was like, I like her. I want to know her. And so we met at Celebrate Your Life in Sedona when I won the speaker program. I was sitting down with some people for breakfast. Lisa comes over, sits down, chit chats. I'm like, we just talked for a little bit. I'm like, oh, so good to see you. And you guys, Lisa's energy is infectious. It
Oh,
really is. It is like truly when I say integrity, um, when I say um, authentic, I really mean it.
oh,
Lisa, you have that, and and you doing the work, you are so in your energy. And Abby says it's that Virgo energy. Very true. And Kathleen says beautiful soul. So true. So we met, and then they break you up in like different groups, whatever. And then we were in Denise Lynn's group to do a past life experience,
uh-huh.
which was phenomenal. Um, she is so very awesome. Hello, Ginger. She is so cool. So cool. Um, and Lisa was in my group. I'll just tell you this. And then Lisa had an experience,
Yep.
and we're all going back. And I talked about being in Atlantis and blah, blah, blah. And Lisa was saying something, and she didn't want to say where she was, but I'm like, that really sounds like Atlantis. And she's like, yeah. And then there it was. Like, we knew each other from back then, and it was so cool. It was so
We had
cool.
a shared experience that day. Remember,
Yes, we did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
I was describing. So I'm going to back it up.
Back it up.
There was like, I don't know, Ginger would know the exact total number of people in attendance, but it feels to me like maybe 300
Yeah, that's correct.
attendance of the thing. So what are the chances out of there were two separate dining halls.
Right,
So A, what are the chances of being in the same dining hall and at the same table as you, right? So there's
right.
one
There's
synchronicity.
one. Right,
Second synchronicity is with multiple breakout sessions, what are the chances of being in the same breakout session? And let's say there was 75 or 100 people in that breakout session that we literally sat like by each other accident. I mean, it wasn't planned. And then when you broke out into these little groups, we divided out into the same group, right?
right,
Then I get into this past life regression, and I'm in Atlantis, and I'm describing this place that I'm in, and what the walls look like, and the staircase, and this cement pond area. Remember, it was like the cement pond area, and you're just looking at me like, what? How, and you're like, were you in Atlantis? And I was like, yeah, I think I was. It was just so fabulous. And you're like, yeah, and this and this and this. I'm like, yeah. How do you know that? And you're like, I was there too. Like we literally had this shared experience in this past life circle that was just so profound that we knew that we'd had these lifetimes together, right? From the
right,
from there, like we were at
right.
the same place and having that shared experience. It's very rare that I've had a shared experience with someone like that, and it was incredibly profound, and it just kind of like So then I was actually not supposed to be in your class that next day, but I was so drawn to your energy. And I'm like, there's something here. There's something going on. I got to like follow this, follow the lead of this. And the class I got out of, there was a woman that had showed, it's just, everything just worked out. There was a woman that, and this conversation tonight is all about listening, right? It's all about how do you receive, how do you receive messages and how do you hear spirit? And I just kind of felt like, I think I'm supposed to be in this class with him. So I went up to the table and I asked him if it would be okay to change. And the woman grabs my hand and she's like, you have no idea what you're going to do right now. She goes, you're going to make this woman's day who is begging us to get in the class that you're wanting to step out of. Yes, that'll be just fine. Right. So there was someone that just desperately wanted that space. And I was just like, yeah, let her have it. It's all good. Right. Like, it's just, I'm just going to move over here. And it's just been like, a brother from another mother kind of.
And that's what I mean. And, guys, Lisa so lovingly came on my retreat later, and to spend a whole weekend with you. That was awesome too. That was a lot of fun.
I would absolutely highly recommend anyone that follows Elias but is yet to be on any of his retreats, whether it's a virtual experience or an intensive that's in person. Highly, highly, highly recommend it, because it's just absolutely a beautiful experience. You will never regret it. It's just so much. It's beautiful. So yeah, it was just a beautiful experience. So that's just, but this is another really cool. I'm going to back it up even further.
Okay, go for it.
This is because we're talking about listening to spirit, right?
Right.
And so for the months leading up to that, I was so drawn to wanting to do, I had done Celebrate Your Life a couple different times, but I had never done this kind of retreat. And it was an expensive retreat. And I was like, man, that's a lot of money. Man, that's a lot of money. Man, that's a lot of money. And I had a friend of mine. She started out as a client and now she's a friend. And she's like, she called me up one day and she goes, because I had told her about it. And she signed up and she actually got one of the villas on site and all this kind of stuff. And she called me up one night. She goes, I really want you to come with me. And I said, I don't know. It's just so much money right now. This was different times. This was back in 2019. And I was like, I don't know. She's like, listen, if you will come, she goes, I've already purchased the room. You can just stay with me. So that's one less expense that you'll have. And I was like, wow. Okay, but that's really great. Thank you. I'm just gonna let me talk to Patrick, and Patrick's my husband, and I'm just gonna think about it. I don't know, a couple days go by. Now July 31st is the deadline to sign up, right? And it's like a couple weeks before. And actually, it was within that couple of weeks. Like a few days go by, and she calls me up again. She goes, "What have you decided?" I said, "I don't know. It's just a lot of money." She goes, "Listen." She goes, "I've already rented a car." She goes, "You're going to have a place to stay. You don't have to pay me anything for the car. Just come. Okay, just come." I was like, oh, okay. Oh my God, this is spirit. This is just, you really want me there for a reason, but this is just so much money. I don't know. Right. So she calls me again and she says, I'm going to pay for your plane ticket. Right. Like she's just gifting and just gifting and just gifting. And I'm like, okay, spirit, I get it. You want me there. On the 31st of July, I get online and there are only 4 spots left. There are only 4 spots left, and I got one of the last 4. And by the time I got to that event, there was hundreds of people on a waiting list to get there, right? So basically the moral of that story was, I don't listen very well when it comes to stuff that I'm supposed to do. So I'm telling you these stories. It's like how many bricks needed to be thrown at my head for me to know that this was a place I was supposed to be. And it was so profound. Like the whole experience was incredibly profound, from the people I met, including yourself, to the experiences I had, to the meditations. I mean, it took me months to come down off that trip. Months,
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Fabulous. So Liz Dawn, she's got it locked down on these amazing retreats and these amazing events that she puts on. If anyone ever has an opportunity to go to any of the stuff that she puts on, which is where you're a part of now. You're a part of Celebrate Your Life, and you do the different events too. But then you do the stuff on your own. So, yeah, that was just so. As far as listening, I'm that. Even though I do this work, when it comes to me, I'm saying when it comes to me, I can do that
Right.
all day long for someone else. All right, I got you. I got
Right there with you. I'm right there with you.
when it comes to what I need and folding that back in for myself, I'm like, oh,
And that's the big story, guys. That what Lisa is saying, that we don't listen. And that's why I created that intuitive mindset group. It's because one thing, that we talk to ourselves in a way that is not healthy, that blocks that crown chakra.
yep,
Totally blocks it. When you have your crown chakras open, but when you do self-talk, it's like it squeezes it shut, and only like drip, drip, drip. So by loving self and talking kinder to self
yes.
allows that intuition to come through. And I think that's so important. Hello, Gina. Hi, Kathy. Ginger, I'm going to Sedona. Good for you. That's awesome. Awesome. Hi, Sharon.
She
Hello,
lives
Debbie.
there. It's only like
See?
an hour for her to get there.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
I'm jealous,
Are
Ginger.
you driving your motorcycle, Ginger? Leslie, wonderful story. Thank you so much. Abby says there are no coincidences. Totally. Um, thank you for joining, Debbie. And hello, Kathy. Hello, precious friends. Hello, hello, hello. So here's the thing, guys. Like, I brought Lisa on today because, I want to ask you a question, and it does have to do about listening, because next month's theme, guys, is it is it is about receiving. And on September 1st, Sherry Dworkin Smith will be on, and we'll talking about receiving intuitive messages. Um, oh no, working CYL, have to drive. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. That's super cool. Um, so my question is this. You know that well, Priscilla just posted it. I'm doing a past life workshop,
Hmm.
and it's a 3-part series. We're going to do it a little bit different for those of you that have done my past life. Come join us. September 6th. If you sign up before September 6th, you get the early bird special. Um, do you believe that your past life can be your spirit guides?
Oh boy, isn't that an interesting question? I don't know why it couldn't be. It's an aspect of that higher self. Boy, that's a really good question, Elias.
I like it, don't you?
Um, you're not talking about your personal self, but someone that you traveled with in that life. Is that what you're saying? Or
Right. So let's say they somebody from my past life who has not come down yet
oh, absolutely.
is still up there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I absolutely I've never really thought about it that way, but I absolutely believe that it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Me too. I've always That's what I teach. I teach that part, and I like to ask other people, because some things, drop down, and I'm like, am I pulling this out of my butt? Because I really I'm like, where did that come from? But
Hmm.
I really think it's important. People are commenting. Ginger says, mind-blowing thought. I know, good, right? Right, Ginger?
Good.
Um, love how Lisa shared the difference of listening for others versus listening for self. Totally resonates. Great. Debbie says, that's deep. I know. Elizabeth says, I think it can. Yeah, I believe so too. Janicki said, I think one of the reasons we don't pay attention to ourselves is because we are empaths and focus more on others' needs. Great,
I would agree.
great answer. Great answer, Janicki. And a lot of that is, that self-talk. That's why I'm doing that intuitive mindset group. Because if we can talk better to ourselves, we'll hear our intuition better. Because think about it this ways, you guys, and Lisa, let me know what you think. How we speak to ourselves, what we're hearing, how we see ourselves, what we see, how we know ourselves. Doesn't that have to do with the clairs? Clairvoyance, clairsentient, and claircognizant. When you block those clairs, just have an eclair and it's so much better. When you block those, when you block those clairs, you then create a situation where like I'm almost, but you're not getting the full benefit. When we start hearing what we want to see, what we feel, what we know, it opens up that crown chakra and it just pours out.
Yep.
I agree. Yota says 100%. Yep. I agree with Janika. I write it off and think I just want it that way. Yep. Diane says, my spirit guide told me that we were great friends and loved each other in a past lifetime. We were soldiers together. I love that, Diane.
Yeah,
That's why I call you, Sister Sledge.
I've actually not thought of it before, but yes, it makes absolute perfect sense.
Total sense.
We come through a lifetime, and as my husband and I are both spiritual hypnotists, and we do past life regressions. So we haven't done them for a while, but we have actually run into situations where, this opens up a whole nother box. I don't know if you want to go down that path.
Let's do it. Let's open the box.
It's where people live. We have multiple experiences going on in a particular lifetime.
Right.
And is that your puppy dogs?
There's both of them. Yes, I'm going to mute myself now. Hang on.
We've had an experience where we can live out. I can't even think of the word I'm trying to say right now, but this isn't the only experience I'm living out in this timeline, right? Like we could be living out multiple experiences all in the same lifetime. So we've actually hypnotized somebody, and when we moved them to their death, it would have been when she was like 30 years old that person that she was in a past life died. So so there was basically two energies of her here. So right. There's, so sometimes you really got to kind of go into yourself and go, okay, I will ask myself, okay, well, who am I? Where am I? How old am I? Right? What aspect of me is talking?
Right.
So I can kind of figure that out. Is it the scared little girl that when she was 5 had bad things happen? Or is it the 12-year-old that was made fun of because she had 4 eyes, right? Was it who's the one receiving this and processing this information right now so that I can have a better understanding of how to digest it, how to massage it, how to look at it, and how to, make decisions from it. Because there's, trust me, when someone says something to you, you're all over the board. You're all over the barometer on who's the one receiving the information and how you're receiving it. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Totally. And we go back to why is it so important to listen? And when we stop and when we pause and we look at how spirit is trying to speak to us, through so many different ways. Hang on, I'm grabbing Willow here. Good girl. You're a good girl. Good girl.
It can be something that comes through your mind, or it can be external. Like I just did a reading for a young woman yesterday, and her father was very clear to me. He was going to leave her pennies. He says, I'm going to leave pennies, and it's important for you to look at the date on the pennies. Literally today, she sent me an email, and she was just so excited that she found one, and a very significant date was on the penny. So spirit's going to come through different ways like that too. They're going to be, I have a dear friend of mine that passed away, and his logo for his company was a dragonfly. And when my niece recently was in an accident, she got T-boned and rolled her car twice, and literally just walked out with bruises and scratches. And the day that we went to the what do I call it, the impound lot to get some stuff out of her car, I was talking to her. I said, she fully believed that Mark was on board with her and was the one that saved her, right? So we're sitting in my car, and I'm getting ready to pull out of the parking lot, and we're in the middle of no man's land. We're in the middle of no man's land where this impound lot is. And here a dragonfly comes and lands on the windshield as we are talking about how he was instrumental in saving her life in this accident, right? So It's going to come as, I call them flutterbys, or, you may see clouds that represent something, or you're going to hear music or you're going to walk by a conversation and you're going to hear just the right words and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, or you're going to see a billboard, or, numbers. I did a reading for a woman today, and every time I looked up at my clock, it was 11:11, 12:12. It was just like, it was so significant and profound for her. So it's just, it's not always going to come as a little voice in your head. It is come as an impression that you're feeling, or just a knowing, just an innate knowing that I know I'm supposed to do this thing. But it's the ego mind that talks you out of it, right? Oh, that couldn't be.
Totally.
Oh, that red bird just came and sat on my shoulder. That can't be a message from spirit. Just crazy stuff like that.
It is crazy. And I think the funny thing is that we don't recognize the tiny little ones. Mm-hmm. For me, it always had to be the big neon sign, right? Mm-hmm. So let's give somebody a sign real quick. You want to do a quick, like 1 minute, 2 minute reading real quick? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to roll. I'm going to stop and click. Oh my goodness. Hi, Sarah May.
Sarah May.
Okay. Well, I know Sarah May too well, so if you want to just any message that you might have for her.
Sunflowers. Sunflowers just came in. So I don't know if there's a grandmother or a motherly energy that was really into sunflowers, or something about that big burst of yellow. I just saw this big sunflower energy. Sarah May, I don't know, are we on a delay on this, or is
that's about a minute or 30-second delay? Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll put him in there. But we're talking about signs, guys. We're not giving a full reading. It's just like signs to look at. Okay.
It just is something big and yellow. I don't think it's not the sun, but it obviously, you're not going to look at the sun. But I just feel like I just went into a sunflower patch. So
interesting.
I also work from frames of reference, right? So how I just got what I just saw was I immediately flashed to me being in a sunflower field, in a town that's not far from here, maybe an hour or so, and all of a sudden it's like I have to talk about the sunflower. So Sarah May, I'm not sure what that means to you or how that resonates with you, but I would be on the lookout for. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is a really fun story, and this is a true story. When I was out in Arizona, in Sedona, at that retreat, okay, it's the last day. My mentor, and I'm a master teacher for the Lisa Williams School, and she taught an all-day class that Monday, right? Brought everybody through this beautiful meditation to a loved one. We were gifted a box from our loved one, and we were told to open the box, and in that box was going to be a sign that your loved one was going to come through as, okay? And here in my mind, I'm like, turtle? How the frick am I going to see a turtle in the middle of the frickin' desert, right? This literally was going on in my head. And I'm like, okay, Grandpa, thanks for the turtle, but I don't, okay, whatever. I don't know how that's going to work. Literally, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours later, the thing is over. And Chantel is one of the volunteers. She was in the class. She was the volunteer for that class. And one of the ladies that I had made friends with had bought one of Lisa's books and wanted to get it signed, but she needed to leave early. So I said, I'll stand in line for you and get it signed. And Chantel was standing there with me because she wanted to talk to Lisa. So we were the last 2 people in the line, okay? And I was admiring, Chantel's this beautiful woman. She's got this beautiful energy, and she's got these amazing tattoos on her body. And she was so excited. She goes, there's one you can't see. She goes, I've got to take my shoe and sock off to show you. Okay. Come on, people. We all know this story, right? She took her sock off, and I saw this freaking turtle tattooed on the top of her foot. I had to walk away from her. I seriously, I had to walk away. I was like, okay. I even got chills all over. Look at this.
Yeah. I see it.
I'm like, I don't even know right now. Like, I don't even know how they do this. I don't know how this works. But I just know it does. I just know it does. So I don't care. You ask your people, ask your loved ones, how are you going to show up in my life? And then literally go with the first vision that comes in. Right? Go with
Mm-hmm.
the first vision that comes in. I don't care what it is or how it comes through, and then trust that that is going to show up in your life. Usually hours, but no more than a day. Always does. Always does.
Yeah. And here's what people are saying. So everybody, you guys are mentioning sunflowers. I want you to know this.
Mhm.
I want you to know that even though Lisa said sunflowers for Sarah May, if it resonates with you, then you are meant to hear that.
That's right.
You are meant to hear it. Sometimes we're in a group, like sometimes like I went to go see John Holland way before I did his class. And he was talking and I was like, oh God, I hope my mom comes through. I really hope my mom comes through. And if you guys don't know, whoops, those are my parents right there, right there. And I'm like, I hope she comes through. Now, my mom's first name is Marina. And Yota, if you're still on here, I'll say it the Greek way. Her name is Marina. So I was like, okay. And he's talking about a woman. He's almost describing my mom, 5 feet tall, blah, blah, blah. And then he said something else, which couldn't be my mom. But I was so excited. And then he said, yeah, and she's showing me, she's showing me a marina. I was like, okay. So yes, the message is for the other person, but I want it so bad. And I'm like, well, why would that? So I'm like, out of everything that there was shown, why was that shown?
Yeah.
Why was a marina with all the boats shown?
Right.
Well, there you go. So it just makes sense to me. Um, really, Sue, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Um,
I see that made the sunflowers made sense to someone else, which is fantastic. But did
yep,
it
let's go back.
Sarah May here? Did she?
Emmy. She's following Bear Son, a man in a bear suit, across the country. Sunflowers are his favorite. I think that's awesome.
Great.
Sarah's coming. She's got a poor connection. Um, as you said, Marina, I corrected it in my head as Malina. Oh, okay. Uh, my niece's name is Marina. Yeah, it's a beautiful name, And Yota, I'll let you know. So my grandmother's name was Helen. In Greek, it's Eleni. If I was to ever have a daughter, I would have named her Marina Eleni after my mom and grandmother. Because in Greek, Marina Eleni is it just sounds so
That's
pretty.
beautiful.
It's so Sue saw the sunflower man. That's awesome. So my daughter and I always take pictures in sunflower seeds,
So
fields.
maybe
Sorry, not in seeds.
Sarah, and pay attention, and because she's saying that it doesn't resonate at the moment, but for me, in my 3D mind, I was thinking I was going to need to see a physical turtle like crawling across the desert floor.
Right,
I wasn't, again, I teach this stuff, but it's like it was for me, right? In
right,
my mind, Lisa said I got to see a turtle crawling across the street.
right.
And so for it to come in the form of a tattoo was just absolutely amazing. So don't be surprised if you're just out somewhere and all of a sudden you just turn and your attention is drawn to a sunflower on a wall, or it's on a billboard, or it's a tattoo. I mean, you just never know how that's going to come through.
Right. And that is because we're so trained to think of things so literally.
Yes.
We put it in a box. We have to think about when spirit talks, it's outside of that box. So important. Let's give somebody else a sign, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, let's
And
see.
Ginger, I didn't know you guys had turtles out there. That's awesome.
She's cute. Hi, Mallory. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll and scroll up and scroll down, I think, and stop. Okay. Abby. Hi, Abby. See, now, I'll say what I'm getting, and then Lisa, you tell me. I'm hearing water. So I'm seeing waves. I'm seeing big waves. So I don't know if the beach means something for you. It's funny because now I see a big, huge beach umbrella. I see a really big beach umbrella. That's what they're pointing to. They're like, water to the beach umbrella. See, now this is different because what's coming out of my mouth is water, beach, and then beach umbrella. Ding, 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 ding. Beach umbrella. Does it work that way with you too?
Yeah.
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 I got
Okay.
a Snicker bar.
You got a what? A Snickers bar.
I got a Snicker bar.
I love it.
That's the first thing that came in when you. So Abby, I don't know what your tie is to Snickerdoodles, Snicker bar, Snicker. If there's any Snickerdoodles, I don't know if someone had a. If you have a favorite recipe of someone who made Snickerdoodle, because all of a sudden I went to Snickerdoodles. I would love to know that if that makes. Sometimes it absolutely makes no
No
sense.
sense.
No sense. No sense. Um, and
She just said, that's my dad's Snicker bars.
is that Abby? Is that
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Abby, what does beach umbrella mean? And Yota says she loves turtles. Her nickname is Turtle.
Oh, that's
cute.
great.
That's cute.
That's great.
Yota, how do you say turtle in Greek? That's something I don't know. Just do it phonetically. Okay. He used to hide them from my mom.
Isn't that amazing?
I love that.
So
I
again,
love that.
how this and this is a so Snickers usually it's Elias that goes to the food.
That's true.
So how again, I'm not seeing the word SNICK. It doesn't come in as letters. I just literally, because I know I enjoy Snicker bars, I literally just saw the logo on the package. That was it. That was the whole thing that just filled my internal screen, right?
Yeah.
And if we, as all of you here are intuitives, and as you're doing readings for people or friends or whoever this is you're delivering messages to, if I would have said, oh my God, that's ridiculous, why am I seeing a Snicker bar, and wouldn't have said it, then I would have missed an opportunity for her to, receive kind of like a fun sign. It's kind of something funny. She would hide, he would hide him from,
Right.
her, and it's just something that they know, but I don't know that.
And why do we stop ourselves, guys? Because we're afraid of being wrong. So what? I don't have all the answers. Lisa doesn't have the answers. The only people that have the answers are Oprah and God. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Abby's saying they lived on the beach together.
Her is her ex-fiance that passed. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Yota Elona. Okay, cool. Thank you. Mallory says amazing. Beach is where my honey will be lounging for a month in Greece. Very nice. Bravo. Jenny's laughing. So I think that's really, why? Why did we get these things? It's the first thing that pops in. And here's the thing. Even though Lisa and I both do this work, we both got different messages, and they both seem to resonate. Now, even if they didn't, so what? Again, I don't need to be right. Lisa doesn't need to be right. It is about stepping out of the ego and moving into the heart. When you move into the heart, the answers are there.
Yeah.
And Abby says 2 people that I would want to hear from. That's beautiful.
Here's another really fun story of a client that came a few years ago. She came with her best friend, and her mother, the client's mom had passed, and her best friend was like a sister from another mother, right? Like they she loved this woman that had passed as well. And I just kept seeing Rubber Ducky and hearing the song, Rubber Ducky, you're the one, Rubber Ducky, you're so fun. And I'm like, what the frick? I can't say that to her. What the heck does Rubber Ducky mean? I was like, all right, guys, I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I'm going to tell you, all she keeps showing me is a rubber duck. They lost it. They absolutely lost it. Why? Because this woman decorated her entire bathroom in what? Rubber duckies. And the one gift, because she knew she was dying, and the one gift that this woman gave to her daughter, the friend, was a toilet bowl scrubber that was a rubber ducky. It was a porcelain rubber duck with a toilet brush sticking out the back of it. And
That's
when they got
hysterical.
home, she actually took a picture of it, posted it on Facebook, and said, "Lisa, this is what you were seeing." Right. So again, I just learned to just say it. And not everybody's going to be able to connect the dots in that moment.
Right.
But trust me, I've received messages afterwards and text messages of, "Oh my God, I just got home and I know exactly what that means." Or this just happened the other day. A young lady was, I said, I just keep seeing decks of cards everywhere, decks of cards everywhere. I don't know. She's telling me it's cards, decks of cards. She goes, "Well, I had given her a card." Like, card, can't make that fit. I feel like these are playing cards. And she's like, "No, I don't know." I was like, "Well, just hold on to it, right? Just hold on to it, take it. And if it makes sense, great. If not, I'm okay with being wrong." She texted me the next day and she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "Lisa, I totally forgot. I was talking to so and so." And she said, that's all they did towards the end of this woman's life, because it was the only thing she could do. She wasn't mobile, is they played cards, and there were decks of cards everywhere.
Wow.
So she didn't know that, but the woman who was a live-in taking care of the woman that was coming through knew that, right? So not everything that is being delivered will get validated. And then what happens is the ego goes, "Shit, I'm not hitting on anything. God, I'm not hitting on anything," right? But you are, but you
Right.
have to tweak the way you're saying it, right? So
And
cards,
go on, I'm sorry.
right? Like cards could have been greeting cards, could have been a deck of cards, could have been oracle cards. You just got to kind of go swimming in there and just kind of feeling what feels right and ask for more, right? Ask spirit to show you more.
Danielle says, "I like to ask for colored elephants for different signs, validation for specific questions." I love that. That's good. Good to see you, my friend. So here's a story, two quick ones. So one of my first readings, this woman came in. I was still doing massage work, and I was downtown Chicago, and I'm doing a reading, right? 7 o'clock at night. I'm the only one on the floor talking about her mom. And I said, okay. And what I saw was her hitting her mom over the head with a hammer. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a psycho woman in my office. What the hell? I'm like, "Mom, Dad, a little help, please." So, my parents are deceased. And what I saw was, Yota, you'll love this, stubborn Greeks, right? I saw my mom, Dad, and I arguing. I'm like, we're just a bunch of stubborn Greeks. So I said to her, I said, "Was your mom stubborn?" She goes, "Oh my God, she was so hard-headed, you could hit her over the head with a hammer."
Good, good.
Right? And then the other one was, Yota says, "Popo, my God, that's fascinating. I got goosebumps." I know, funny, right? So the interesting piece was the one time, there's Willow, the one time that I started tasting things, and that was new for me, the taste. So I'm doing this with a client going, she goes, "Oh my God, are you going to throw up?" And I said, no. I said, "I'm tasting pumpkin and chocolate chips." And she said, "Oh my God, my grandmother used to make, before it was a big deal, pumpkin muffins with chocolate chips inside."
Mhm.
Just crazy. I know hammer's a good one. I know,
I
Danielle.
have a really fascinating story. I have not told this story in a long time. So this was way back. Gosh, I was still working in corporate America when this happened. So this was probably 15 years ago. Okay. And I had divorced my first husband. I was living in my mom and yes, I was living in my mom and dad's basement. I was running home to mommy and daddy. Those of you,
Good for you.
we still come back home. So, but I had been woken up in the middle of the night with this spirit leaning over the bed, yelling at me, saying, and I don't want to say the guy's name, but "You tell him, get on with his life. We're all fine." And I'm like, okay. But before that, I had woken up with, it felt like I had a hangnail in my toe, right? And my covers had been pulled down. And I always slept all tucked in because it was cool in the basement. So I had my covers pulled down. I had my toe felt like I had a hangnail, right? It was just, I even got up and went to the bathroom, like, what the heck's wrong with my toe? And then this woman shows up and she's yelling at me to tell this guy that I work with that, you know, tell him, you know, get on with his life. We're all fine. And I was like, okay, okay, okay. She's like, you need to tell him. Okay, okay. And then I'm like, you need to leave me alone or I'm not telling anybody. Crap. I laid my head back down. And that evening, I had made my dad chocolate chip cookies, right? And I just had this insatiable urge to go upstairs and eat chocolate chip cookies and drink some milk. 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, lady, up the stairs I go, eating these damn cookies and drinking milk. The next day, the whole day had passed by, and I'm thinking, like, how in the world am I going to reach out to this guy? You know, nobody really knows that I'm kind of into this stuff, and I was into it, but I wasn't publicly into it. So I kind of reached out to him after work hours. I said, hey, can you call me? I got something crazy I want to ask you. I said, by chance, do you know anybody named Rosa? He's like, yeah, my best friend's mom's name's Rosa. I said, is she deceased? He's like, no. I was like, no. I said, I need somebody that's dead. He goes, well, I had a grandma Rosa. I said, okay, I'm onto something, right? And I said, I don't know if you're open to this or not. I said, but I have a message for you. And I said, the message is, there was 3 parts of it, and I forget the first part, but it was like, you need to get on with your life, and you need to know that they're all doing fine, okay? And he was like, oh, hell no. I'm like, okay, let me in on this, because I was still new and figuring out how to deliver and how to, right? So that day before was the anniversary of his dad's death, and that's all he thought about all day. Get over it. This is the message. Get over it. Get on with your life. We're all fine. Okay. So he totally accepted the message. And I said, this is the craziest thing. I said, I woke up last night with my covers pulled down and my big toe was just aching like crazy. And he goes, oh, hell no. And I'm like, well, what does that mean to you? And he goes, Lisa, that's how grandma used to wake us up. He goes, she would pull our covers down and pinch our big toes until we got out of bed. Okay. It got better. Because I'm like, can I ask you something? I said, did your grandma like to bake cookies and stuff? He goes, oh, girl. He goes, she would be up in the middle of the night eating those cookies and drinking milk. And I was like, okay, I'm out. Right. Like you just.
Yeah. Right. You can't make this up. Right.
You can't make it up. So you have to be open to just kind of going over that line and saying, are you open? Right. You never want to just, I'm not like what you see on TV and just going up and just delivering messages without asking. You always ask permission because not everyone wants a message.
Right.
So I asked and he was open to it. So, but the moral of that story is you're going to have things happen to you that really aren't for you, but it's going to come up. This happens all the time. I will watch a show and then the next day a client will show up and inevitably something about that show I watched or something about a podcast I listened to is relevant for the person that's sitting in front of me.
Exactly.
So you never know how it's going to come through or how you're going to need to disseminate that information. And had I not pursued giving that message over, right? Like that was probably like the best thing that's ever happened in my life was that. And that was 15 years ago. Nothing's trumped it since.
And it's amazing how that stuff works. I mean, some of you that follow me all the time know that when I get messages, and because Yota's on here and she's Greek, I'm like, they talk to me all about food. It's the first thing that they go to. And I was like, probably because, it's clearly it's what I know. So, Sugar and I, hi.
They go to frames of reference though.
Exactly. Frames of, right.
Vocabulary. They work with your frame of reference. And, this is really interesting. I've got a client that's coming to me that's booked out in September. And he sent me a message and he said, how is this going to work if some of my loved ones come through that never spoke English? They're Russian. He goes, are you going to be able to understand what they have to say? And I said, human Lisa's not going to have a clue, right?
Right.
But spirit, like, I call them my spirit guides or interpreters,
Right.
right? So I don't have any frame of reference for what the language of Russian is, but spirit knows.
That's how I was with a group of Italians. And I was like, they're telling me something. And I said the words, and I'm like, I had no idea what it was.
Mhm.
Also, have you ever gone, or any of you, have you ever watched Amachi, the hugging? She's Indian. She's the hugging, she's like a Mother Teresa. She's
Okay.
known as the hugging woman.
Okay.
Um, so this is like when I was brand new to this. We all go and they're like, oh, the service is going to start soon. I'm like, okay. Being Greek, I'm like, where's the book? Where's the instructions? Show me how to like phonetically say stuff. Um, and they started chanting. I'm like, what are they doing? And I was like, well, I'm just going to close my eyes and listen. Do you know that Sanskrit words came out of my mouth? I had no idea what I was saying. And the moment that I connected to to like, oh my God, what the hell? Gone.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Yeah.
She's real. I saw an episode of Mom on her. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, Ama Chi. I love Ama. She's out of India. Very, very cool.
Heard of that.
Yeah, she's hello, Emiliana. Good to see you. You know what? This is just crazy, Lisa. We need to talk about doing a class together.
Sure. I'd love that.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
This hour has gone by
Fun.
so fast. Is there anything you got coming up that you want to tell everybody?
See, most of my stuff's in person though, because I don't do anything online yet. Somebody's got to kick my ass and get that going. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yes, you are.
But if you live in the Columbus, Ohio area, I do have a Discovering Your Psychic Self coming up in September, and I've got a beginning mediumship in October.
Awesome.
And I'm teaching a vision board class with a friend of mine in November. Now, I am going to be her and I are going to be working on trying to get this vision board class put together in some kind of online class, because it's really what we do together it's really powerful. Ties together beautifully with manifesting what your dreams and desires are. So, yeah.
I love that. Let's see. For you guys that are still on here, I've got a class starting on Tuesday. It's a 12-week class, the Intuitive Mindset. Coming up, the Past Life class, 3-part series. That's coming up. And then also 30% off one-on-one coaching, one-on-one intuitive tutoring, and 30% off one-on-one sessions with me. Karen says, yes, the two of you are great together. Thank you. Hello, Susan. Is it a one-day class? She wants to know.
They're one-day classes, 9 to 6 on Saturdays. Yeah.
Awesome. And once again, there's this. Lisa, will Psychic Saturdays be coming back?
Not sure what Psychic Saturday is. I do Monday messages. The third Monday of every month, I do Monday messages from the Reiki Center. You can, if you're following me on Facebook or Instagram, I post that. Can you elaborate, Lindsay? Maybe I am going to be 55 in 2 weeks. Little spongy.
I would love a vision board class. That would be great. There's your Instagram. Thank you. Susan says, I will drive there to Ohio. Vision boards, all about it. Yep. And there's your Facebook. Thank you, Priscilla. Ginger, wait, Ginger. Love seeing you both online together. Love you both. Mwah. Ginger, love you too. And you guys follow Ginger too, because Ginger does readings on Thursdays. Is that correct, Ginger? Correct me. Go ahead and, honey, put your Facebook on there.
Yeah, and I know what Lindsay's talking about. Lindsay, that was at the art gallery, and with COVID and everything, it's been something that we haven't done, and I'm not sure when it might come back, but now I know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Yota. Valerie. Honey, you got to wait for next week. Thank you, Yota Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. I just said thank you very much in Greek. Thank you both. This session really touched me. I love you, Janie. You're such a good person. Welcome to Washington Sale. Thank you very much. Blessings to all of you. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Mwah. Janiki, thank you. No, 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 wait, you don't look at all. I know. That's what I said. Okay. Thank you, Susan. Yes, 7 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. Follow Ginger, you guys,
Yeah,
for
she's a
her
great reader.
readings. She's very good. And there it is. Thank you. Thank you both so much. What a great evening. Come back soon. Yes, please come back soon. Nasakalai, thank you too. Thank you, Yota. Guys, if you haven't followed me, start following me. And sign up for my email list. You'll get something coming up soon, like really soon. Leslie said, I enjoyed Connie. Hello, Connie. Oh my God, thanks so much. The Snickers had my mom. Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic.
Oh, good, good. It's always so much fun. It is so much fun having you here, my friend. I've missed you on here. So
Yeah,
it was a great surprise. Please follow Lisa, you guys. And I know I always say this, but will you come back?
absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Can you hold that thought for a second? Danielle says that was lovely. Have a good night. Missed so much. Was at work. No worries. No worries. Stay safe out there, Susan. Thank you for helping everyone. Okay, guys, as always, Misty, mwah, love you too. So good to see you. Guys, as always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate one another. And when we educate, we grow. There's unity and community. Remember, Sundays are starting to be surprise Sundays lives. So you might want to pay attention to that. Um, I miss hearing, I miss too, but bless you both. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Dee Dee. So watch for Sunday. There might be a surprise. There will be a surprise. I'll see you on Sunday, guys. Lisa, hang on one second.
Okay.
Um,
Thanks,
from,
everyone. This was great.
from my heart to yours, everyone. Be well.